Hey everyone, Nuzley here, and today we're back with another YouTube video. I was going to post the Dragon Ball GT Goku versus the Dragon Ball Super Manga Goku pre-Tournament of Power, which will come later on this week, but I saw a video that caught my eye and I recommended. It was Vegeta versus Wonder Woman, which, you know, I thought was quite interesting, and went on the video, and it was quite a well-made video, but I think that there was quite a bit of misinformation, or quite a lot of things that didn't really add up, so I came here to make a follow-up video to that, or one responding to it. Remember, don't send hate over to Character War. This video has mostly just been made to, you know, respond to it. You know, he's a nice guy, you know, he's sound, so, you know, don't send any hate over, and yeah, let's just get into this video.
Of course, he can go into Super Saiyan form, where he goes blonde mode and has a number of special abilities. This enhances his stats by 500 and makes him very powerful.
So here he's talking about how the Super Saiyan form gives him an increase of around 500, which either means he's talking about it's a 500 times multiplier, it just adds on 500, or it's a 500% multiplier, which all three of them would be wrong. Adding on 500, well, at the start might have been impressive, it means absolutely nothing nowadays. Timesing it by 500 isn't right either, and 500% would be times 5. So the actual multiplier for Super Saiyan is times 50. He goes on to talk about Super Saiyan 2 and about how it amplifies his ki to about times 100, which is correct. So I'm not entirely sure how he went from, you know, increasing by 500 to times to 100. I don't know if it was like a typo or anything, but, you know, I think it was worth pointing out.
Also, he can go into Super Saiyan 3, though he is not seen doing it as much. It is stated that he's mastered Super Saiyan 3 by Dragon Ball Super, as well as Super Saiyan 4, which he did require to use a number of energy beams, I think, what were they called? Yeah, from help from Bulma, but when he goes into big modes, he can go God mode.
So of course he says that Vegeta can go Super Saiyan 3, which he can't, or realistically probably could, but chooses not to because he sees the form as useless. The only time that he ever has went Super Saiyan 3 is in Dragon Ball Heroes, which isn't canon. I'm not entirely sure where he said, you know, like where he got the statement from Dragon Ball Super that he could use Super Saiyan 3, but, you know, I don't know where that came from. Super Saiyan 4, I would be completely fine with if he said Super Saiyan 4 if he was using Dragon Ball GT Vegeta, since you could still have a good fight between GT Vegeta versus Wonder Woman, but in Dragon Ball Super, and, you know, since he's using Dragon Ball Super, since he talked about the God forms, he can't go Super Saiyan 4. GT and Dragon Ball Super take place in two completely separate timelines, so, and like, you know, you can have to pick between one or the other, and since Dragon Ball Super is more powerful, people typically tend to use that, so yeah, the Super Saiyan 4 isn't canon either to Dragon Ball Super.
Of course, he needed help at the beginning from 5 other Saiyans to give him power, but now he can unlock this form on his own.
Slight nitpick here, he didn't need the God Ritual to get Super Saiyan God, he did it through his own merits, through training with Whis and Beerus and absorbing God Ki into him.
As well as taking hits from a ton of different people and fighting a number of people. But let's take a look at some pure forms of feats to begin with for Vegeta. Of course, he's sparred with Beerus, the God of Destruction, Golden Frieza, a powerful opponent in Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan Blue form, and Tonpa, as well as Jiren for short periods of time.
And here he's talking about, and he does this like a fair bit throughout the video, where he talks about who Vegeta has fought, which isn't incorrect per se, but he doesn't really say why it's impressive. If you've never seen Dragon Ball Super, you know, being told about these characters of Vegeta's fought doesn't mean anything unless you know how powerful they are. And remember, there are other people that believe different things about their power. For example, they believe that Beerus is only planetary. Yes, I have heard that one before. And others believe that Jiren is multiversal. So, it doesn't mean much unless you actually, you know, back up what you're saying.
He's over 10,000 times faster than light, moving at supersonic levels of speed even through space, especially when he enhances his forms.
I find this bit kind of funny because it's the exact opposite of what was the problem with the last point I brought up. Like, he's saying why something is impressive without showing what actually has he done. Like, you can't really just say, you know, he did this without providing the feat for that. You know, I could say that the Hulk is able to lift a planet, but I can't, you know, back it up without giving an example of saying so. you know, again, if you haven't seen Dragon Ball Super, you wouldn't know what he's talking about. And Vegeta is much faster than 10,000 times the speed of light anyways. Piccolo, with a power level 322 at the start of the series, destroyed the moon in about 3 seconds, give or take. And this would then calculate out to 0.128 times the speed of light. And then if you input the proper multipliers to get him to the power level of 1 million, that he is in the Namek saga, you would already have around 59,000 times the speed of light. And Vegeta in that arc alone was stronger than Piccolo. So, you know, scaling from that, he would be much more powerful. So, scaling then to Goku, since, you know, he does this within the video as well. Super Saiyan God Goku when fighting Beerus sent shockwaves throughout the universe almost instantly. And the Dragon Ball universe is like several times bigger than our own. And because of this, the shockwaves are travelling at around 587 quadrillion times the speed of light. And then adding on 50 times, since Super Saiyan God is Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan is just Super Saiyan God times 50, since that's multiplied for Super Saiyan, then you easily get in the quintillions of times the speed of light. And the best feat that we have here is Jiren when suppressed. When fighting Hit has been stated to have power that transcends time itself. And while Vegeta didn't beat suppressed Jiren, he did a much better job than Hit did when fighting him, and was able to push him much further. So you could realistically make the highball that he is that level, although I'll go over more about that level of power later on in the video.
And in terms of power for a Super Saiyan Blue, he's beyond planetary to even going on the cusp of galactic levels. He can obviously get rid of planets in his base form, taking in which account is a number of powerful damages, and, you know, obviously can do that. And he, of course, can take on Broly, a powerful opponent, and even hold his own.
This is probably the part of the video where I have the biggest problem with, saying that Vegeta is only just beyond planetary, and possibly on the cusp of galactic, which, you know, okay, let's just go over why he is much more powerful than that, okay? So, Frieza, in his first form, destroyed planet Vegeta with a single finger, and with Vegeta having a 10 times higher gravity than Earth, it must have much higher mass as well, and it's been calculated out to be a dwarf star level feat for Frieza. So that alone would have Frieza on the same level as Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Vegeta already. And, you know, we also have Cell, who stated he was going to destroy the solar system, and Boo, who destroyed galaxies over time, and then enraged Buhan, who, when screaming, was going to destroy or collapse the universe. And Super Vegito absolutely slapped Buhan, by the way. And when Goku first fought Beerus, he was talking about how even if he and Vegeta fused, he would have no chance, but was still comfortable with fighting him in Super Saiyan God, which means that Super Saiyan God Goku at that time, and by proxy Super Saiyan God Vegeta, would have been much stronger than Super Saiyan Vegito, who was stronger than Buhan, who was going to collapse the universe by shouting. And then, of course, you have Goku, you know, shaking the universe with Beerus. And it's important to note that he absorbed Super Saiyan God into his base, which means that he would be universal in base. Then, you know, so you would have Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3 for Goku, and then, of course, Super Saiyan God on top of that, and Super Saiyan Blue on top of that. So you have universal multipliers on top of universal power. And then we have a feat from Vegeta that he destroyed the Room of Spirit and Time, which many characters said have seemed infinite. This would be an outlier if Goku didn't go and shake the World of Void the next arc, which has been stated to have infinite space directly. So it isn't too out of the question to say that Vegeta could have infinite power by 3D standards. I'm not saying that obviously he's Solo's fiction, since there are levels to infinity. He would just be classed as fourth dimensional and, you know, bare minimum universal. So yeah, he is, like, he said beyond planetary, which isn't incorrect, but it's that really weird way of lowballing. It's like if you said that Superman is someone who could beat every single professional fighter and is faster than a bullet. Like, you wouldn't be wrong, but it's like he has much better feats beyond that. He then goes on to talk about how Wonder Woman's also only planetary when she's been dragging stars around and, you know, been able to fight characters like Doomsday, who have fought Superman, who have been able to throw solar systems out of the universe, and if you wanted to use the outliers as universal. So, you know, it's a little bit iffy on that. I'm not nearly as qualified to talk about Wonder Woman as I am Vegeta, so I'll just leave it to someone else to do. This was mostly just what I wanted to cover in this video, so Again, no hate to this guy, you know, he's sound, you know, he's just doing his thing. Just figured I'd clarify some of the misinformation that was in the video. If you enjoyed the video, dislike and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.